The scene is being set here in Memphis, Tennessee at FedEx Forum. The Jazz taking on the Grizzlies. For the Jazz, they're well aware that starting the season on the road can make for a choppy start. They plan to rise to the challenge and steal a first win here. Grizzlies, Jazz, coming. Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. I'm Kevin Harlan, and I'll be joined by Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. We'll also check in with Allie LaForce on the sidelines. And a quick look at how the Grizzlies' schedule is shaping up. On Friday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors. Then on Sunday, they'll take on Domantas Sabonis and the Sacramento Kings.
And for that game against the Trailblazers, that's one to mark on the schedule. It's their 5th game of the year, and we should start to see their lineups get sorted out.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, they've got Ace Bailey. George out there with Peterson. Then it's Jaren Jackson. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. And for Memphis, Boozer is out there with Zach Edey. Then there's Wells. Then it's Cedric Howard. And it's Jerome in at the 1 spot. Doris, there are few better words in sports than opening day.
The only other combination of words that comes close for me is Game 7. But obviously, more exciting because of the journey that lies ahead is the start of the season. We are all pumped.
Here's Bailey. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
There's no question Bailey can score from anywhere. The defense cannot allow this guy to run free. And they're looking his way, and he is answering the call.
Yeah, when he gets into a rhythm early, it gives the offense so many different options.
It's good.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk to Tuomas Isolo for a minute. He touched on Jaren Jackson's ability to space the floor as a near 7-footer. He said it presents a really unique challenge because they can go 5 out. And then once you've extended your defense, they'll run him into the post where he can finish over either shoulder. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. The Memphis Grizzlies traded away Ja Morant in the summer, ending the All-Star guard's tenure after 7 seasons. And with Morant moving on, there will be plenty of shots to go around with this new-look Memphis team. The question is, who will step up in the lead role?
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks for the update. Inside, Coward, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Coward's got his second bucket. The Jazz have gone 4-4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Here's George. Again, the Jazz score.
Wow, folks, that's not an easy spot to convert from. Keontae George, excellent job.
Jerome deciding where to go with it. Here's Coward. Back to Wells. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lets it go from deep. And it's Coward missing. And so George will bring it up for Utah. Over Coward. George, no good. There's Jerome. That one falls. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Here's Peterson. Money from the wing.
Man, is it tough to guard Peterson or what? Especially when he's connecting off the dribble like this.
Here's Jerome. Boozer kicks to Wells. From about 19 feet. tries to save it. Here's Heaney. The shot from the low post is good.
And not only is Boozer a willing passer, he also sees the floor extremely well.
Bailey finds Jackson. Here's Nurkic. Boozer with the rebound.
Boy, defense has to feel fortunate there. That's one he normally knocks down.
Pass to Coward. 6 to shoot. And here is Wells. Here's Jerome. Drills the three-pointer. Jerome's got 7. Jazz trail by 4. Fast break Memphis. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4. Here's George. Jackson kicks to George. Pass to Peterson. To end the run. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Able to do so many things, including space the floor. Darren Peterson.
Here's Coward. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Coward's got his 3rd bucket of the night. For Utah, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them. George with the bucket. 27 seconds left to play in the first quarter. George against Jerome. From the arc. And the rebound by Nurkic. Peterson with it. He's got 5. Hits it from three-point range. Peterson's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Jazz. 2 on the clock. Can't get the layup. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Jazz lead by 1. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Jazz.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
One thing the Jazz doors have looked to improve upon, their floor spacing.
Yeah, it's tough to win in today's game if you can't punish teams from long distance. It is a major key for them offensively.
They've got G.G. Jackson. He's out there with Grant. Cam Spencer is out there with Isaiah Stewart. And it's Clayton in at the point. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Collier, that's good. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Pass to Grant. A 3-ball. Filipowski grabs the board. Here's Sensabaugh. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Sensabaugh has got the lead up to 6 now for the Jazz. Clayton, the pass to Grant. Here he goes. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Well, how about the opportunistic Jeremy Grant taking it strong on the drive? Love it.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And I like what he did at the line a season ago. How about 81%?
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Boozer, he's checked in for Jackson. Cedric Coward comes in for Cam Spencer. And it's Ty Jerome in for Walter Clayton. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Well, Cedric Coward impressed early. Coach Tuomas Isolo said his approach to the game and his professionalism are what's driving his development. He has tremendous tools for a wing, great length and physicality. He's athletic and skilled, so he has all the tools in place. Back to you guys.
He is clearly on the rise. We appreciate the update. Thanks, Allie. The offensive rebound. Grant for three. And no good that time. Stolen by Boozer. Here's Jerome. And the shot no good, a bit short. Jazz leading by 6. Here's Bailey. It's good from about 19 feet. Bailey's got 8. And one of the traits that teams look for in players, GA, guys who will accept some coaching.
This is one area where the NBA is a lot like any job. Having a coworker who's unwilling to listen or accept input hurts the team, and it can hurt their performance as well.
And Memphis making a change here. Edey's checked in. Nurkic checked in for the Jazz. And here's Jerome. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. The Jazz have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. Here's Nurkic. And Utah again with the bucket.
And you know what? They've been on a nice run here, had the ability to widen the gap. Now they are rolling.
This is a dominant stretch. I am so impressed with how they played together as a unit over this last stretch.
Edey can't hit, and it's Utah's ball. They're on a 14-5 run here. Here's Bailey, and again it's Utah. Here's Jerome. He's got 9. Of course, the book on Ace Bailey is his combination of size and shooting ability.
You're exactly right, Kevin. He stands 6'9". He's got a smooth stroke on his jump shot, very high release. So this guy is able to rise and fire and pretty much get into a shot regardless of who's checking him. Well, Grant has put in a ton of work in the mid-range, and you can see the results right there.
Peterson, that's good. He's got 10. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Over in the corner, Coward. A three-pointer, no good. Utah leading by 12. Pass to Bailey. Tries it from 19. Grizzlies with the rebound. It's Coward on the wing. Shoots from the corner. Good, and Grant gets the assist. Coward's got 8 points.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Markkanen, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Markkanen's got the lead up to 12 now for Utah. And for Memphis, their shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. In the corner, it's Boozer. No good with the triple. Utah has gotten all but one of the three-pointers to go down in this game. They've gone 7 of 8 so far. Peterson, that's good. Grizzlies shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. To the paint. And with that, the Utah lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Boozer.
Nice play by Boozer. Always seems to be in the right spot on the floor.
And that one's good, George.
Guys are making plays, trying to run up the score here.
I tell you, this guy has the talent to make it look easy, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
And so it's the Utah Jazz with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Sponsored by Kia, the 2K Sports Halftime Report.
Come one, come all. The 2K Halftime is here, and so's our breakdown of the upcoming schedule. Let's check it out.
You know, right now for Utah, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone starts out undefeated. It is a hopeful time of year for everybody. And getting back to our current contest, very impressive first-half performance for the Jazz.
These guys hit threes like it's nothing. I'd love to be out there with them right now.
I'm sure the feeling is mutual. You're, 40% for your career, right?
Just a bit under 40%, but who's counting?
That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Well, you look at his stats, not too many wasted opportunities on the offensive end.
Everything seems to be coming in the flow of the game, being patient and letting the game come to him.
Here's George. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. Under Coach Isolo, Greg, the Grizzlies look to push the pace.
He has a say 3-3. That means once you get a stop to race from defense to the opposite three-point line in 3 seconds or less, it's all about early offense.
Getting underway here in the second half, here's Will Hardy's 5. Nurkic is out there with Jaren Jackson. Then it's Keontae George. Then there's Bailey. And it's Peterson in at the shooting guard. The shot from 20 feet away. Again, the Jazz score. Here's Jerome. He's got 11. From downtown. No good. Shot missing. Jazz leading by 16. Nurkic with it. Now guarded by Wells. Fades away. That one goes. Count it. Nurkic has got 4 this quarter.
I'll tell you exactly the start to this half that you're looking for. He's taken 3 shots. He's made 3 shots.
And the rejection by Jackson. Elbow shot is on the way. Connects. The jumper drops.
Great play calling, great execution. Leads to 4 for 4 to start this half.
Down low. And he jams it with authority.
Listen, this guy's doing his part. It's what we know he's about, but they have got to get some productivity from some other guys on this roster.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
And here's a look at the stats for Nurkic. He had a strong showing last season. Last season, he averaged 11 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. And he's also a bit of a stopper defensively. They put him in, and their defense really tightens up.
His presence gives them a lot of flexibility on the defensive end. Makes it easier for them to hide some of their weaker defenders.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks. The Grizzlies have officially entered rebuild mode. Coach Tuomas Isolo said guys have just put their heads down and kept working. Ultimately, what you want from your professional life is to do something that has meaning. We found that in the work we do on a daily basis. Back to you guys.
Playing with purpose. Thanks so much for the report, Allie. And so the timeout here called by Tuomas Isolo. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. With this break, let's show you the teams that led the league in assists last year. The Jazz second.
Yeah, they were a fantastic passing team last year. It's part of the culture they're building. So many of their easy shots came at the end of a great assist.
On defense, Utah. Outside, Boozer. Pass to Edey. Outside, Boozer. The 3. Nailed from three-point land. Boozer's got 5 points so far.
With supreme confidence in that jumper, Boozer does not hesitate off the catch.
Here's Nurkic. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. Here's Coward. He's got 10. And Doris, when you played, what was your favorite move to leave your defender in the dust? I'm sure you had many.
Well, Kev, because I couldn't shoot it, it was all about could I get past you with the dribble drive? And the answer to that question was most of the time.
The Grizzlies trail by 17. There's a minute 47 left in the third quarter of the game, and he makes that one. And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That game marks the start of a 5-game homestand, the longest of the season.
Well, this is what Peterson does, an active scorer who knows how to get himself in rhythm.
There's 1:17 left in the third. Into the lane, and it's Coward missing.
Oh, he missed the chippy. What are the odds? That's so frustrating.
Peterson, that's good. 16 points for him.
And I know Peterson wants to take most of his shots from the outside, but you do have to work inside the arc sometimes as well.
There's 49 seconds left to play in the third. And that one's good. Coward. Jazz leading by 16. Nurkic kicks to George. Here's Bailey. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his third assist on the night.
Boy, this guy making the most of his chances here, really giving his team a lift.
Memphis has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Pass to Edey. Here's Coward. There's the three. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. George looking around. Shoots over Jerome. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Stop on a dime, pull up and get into your jump shooting motion. Go ahead, Keontae.
Here's Wells. And that shot was up in time but doesn't go in. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's the Jazz running away with it. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got Isaiah Stewart. Cam Spencer is out there with Ty Jerome. Then it's G.G. Jackson. And it's Grant in at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh. Jazz leading by 20. Here's Filipowski. And again, it's Utah.
And they're pushing the right buttons, and the lead is steadily climbing.
Feels like they're making big plays in every phase of the game. I've loved the effort on both ends.
Jerome, no good. Utah's gotten all but one of the 3-pointers to go down in this game. They've gone 7 of 8 so far. Wasted no time on that one.
Well, to come in on the road and dominate at both ends, really impressive.
And they're showing no let-up in their attack right now, just piling it on.
Here's Stewart. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Boy, that's a case where he may have been too focused on answering back with his own 3.
And it's Collier missing. The Grizzlies have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Pass to Jerome. The Grizzlies with another miss. The Jazz have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And George gets it to go.
This is why you select Keontae George. This guy is very capable of huge offensive nights.
Stewart passes to Jerome. And if this NBA Europe League is able to get going, Greg, they'll probably need to build some shiny new arenas. Do you think they'll be able to line up the financing?
Kevin, I have no doubt. I mean, you see the franchise values in the NBA. Plenty of folks looking to get in on the ground floor, so to speak, on the league's next offshoot.
Pass to Spencer. Lets the three fly. Cans it from downtown. Jerome's got 5 points now this quarter.
Boy, that's his second three. First of this half, though.
Here's Markkanen. And again, it's Utah.
Boy, Markkanen looking really confident in the mid-range. We're accustomed to seeing him want the three-point shot, but take what the defense gives you.
Jerome passes to Jackson. And there's Grant on the assist by Jackson.
How about the assist coming off the deck? What a pretty bounce pass.
Baseline try, and Utah again with the bucket.
They came out of the half refocused, particularly at the offensive end.
Gotta believe Coach had some choice words for them at the half. The result, improved shot making. I'm not sure he expected to be that wide open and yet somehow comes away empty.
Collier, that's good. Here's Jerome. Greg, when you look at the college game with all the transfers, what do you think about giving schools bird rights to retain players?
Well, I think that continuity, it's nice for coaches and for the fans. The landscape is changing so quickly. New changes coming in fast and furious. So it's going to be interesting to see what ultimately they end up doing.
It's been all Jazz.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Utah.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for George.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
They get it back, Grant, and it's good off the glass.
How about the timing on the offensive glass by Jeremy Grant? Always seems to be in the right place.
Here's Collier, and again it's Utah.
Closing out in dominant fashion, they have been terrific.
Well, sprinting towards that tape, no need to look over their shoulder.
Here's Jerome. Filipowski grabs the board. And it's Markkanen with the ball for Utah. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Offline with the baseline jumper. The Grizzlies on offense. Pass to Stewart. Here's Grant. Utah with the rebound. Right side Markkanen. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
You know, he hasn't taken as many shots tonight, but they're still ahead, and that means his teammates are delivering.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. So for Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us. And now our player of the game, Keontae George.
Hi, and thanks for joining us on 2K Sports NBA action. It's coming up. Brian Anderson here. I'm joined by Richard Jefferson and Stan Van Gundy, and we'll catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines later on. And a chance now to look at the schedule for the New Orleans Pelicans. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets.
And for that game against the Hawks, that'll be their 6th contest of the season. It's still early, but you should start building some chemistry with your team by that point.
All right, let's take a look at New Orleans' starting lineup. Murray and Murphy are the guards. Jones at small forward with Zion holding down the 4. And it's Jordan in at the 5. And for Utah, Jackson out there with Yusuf Nurkic. Then it's Ace Bailey. Then it's Peterson. And it's George in at the 1. And this season just starting to take baby steps, Richard. A lot to look forward to in this campaign.
A lot of fans are so full of hope right now for how this season will play out. About half of them will have their hearts broken, but right now, the glass is half full.
Murray. Jones from outside. Utah grabs the miss. They come into this one having outplayed the Grizzlies last time.
I thought they showed unbelievable focus in that one. Played at a very high level.
It was impressive how they blocked out the noise and just focused in on their game.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Will Hardy. We talked for a second about how challenging it is to try to defend Zion Williamson, and Coach said the athleticism and mobility he possesses at his size is remarkable. I told our guys we can't let him get in the lanes to the basket or establish positioning down low. We'll see how successful they are at defending Zion. PA?
All right, appreciate it, Allie. Now here's Williamson. He just couldn't put it together in that loss to Indiana. To the middle. Here's Jordan. That one's in. Coming off a nice dish from Williamson.
That's a good find from Zion, showing off his vision there.
And here's Peterson outside. Fires in the triple. The Pelicans have gone 1 for 3 so far. Richard, when you watch Keontae George, this guy is a new age type of guard.
He's got the length at 6'4". He can score like a 2, facilitate like a 1, and George takes a lot of threes. Pretty much does everything you want out of a guard.
And here's Bailey for 3. Oh, and again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Well, they've leaned on him early, and it's working.
Once he gets firing on all cylinders, it opens up things for everyone else.
Now here's Murray. The 3 is up. Rebounded by Nurkic.
Just haven't found their offensive footing yet, only managing to sink 1 of their first 5 shots.
Utah moving the ball around. Pass to Peterson. The 3. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start. Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Murray passes to Jordan. That one goes in. Jordan's gotten his 2nd bucket of the game.
At point-blank range, oh, yeah. You're not missing from there.
Shot from the wing. And again, it's Utah. First quarter of play, and we're about 3 minutes in. Williamson outside to the inside. Outside Murphy. Takes it inside. Boom! He jams it straight down.
There's some power behind Murphy's drive. He can be aggressive when he wants to be.
Here's George. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Jordan with the bucket. Jazz leading by 6. Here's George. Oh, not wasting any time and taking the shot and hitting it. George has got his 2nd basket of the night. New Orleans has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Williamson outside. 1:11 left in the first quarter. Back to Murray. Lays it up and banks it in.
He has no problem going in there with the big trees because Murray is focused on that possession.
Until Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Utah. Collier comes in for Peterson. And then for New Orleans, Bay, he's checked in for Jones. And it's Fears in for DeJounte Murray. Pulls up on the wing. And it's good as he snugs it right through the net. 56 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Williamson. Uses the glass on the layup. And so George will bring it up for Utah. 6-point game. Shoots over Fears. And the Jazz tack on 2 more.
George is a creative shot maker, that time with a little stop and pop.
And the shot's good. Jordan's got 8. Jazz leading by 6. Lets it go from the wing. Again, Utah good for 2. 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Jordan. To the paint. Lets it fly. And there's Fears on the assist by Jordan. Utah's gone 4 for 4 so far from three-point land. Impressive. Ooh, a little luck that time as it drops.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Now here's Murphy. Three-pointer, no good. And so it's the Utah Jazz, up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. What has them in front right now, by and large, they're taking great shots. And don't go far. We'll be right back. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Jazz.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And the work they've been doing in transition has been fantastic as well. When they've had the chance to raise the tempo, they've made the most of it.
We've got Bryce Sensabaugh. Williams is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Isaiah Collier, and it's Filipowski in at the center position. That's the group for Utah, getting going in the second. We know the Jazz has some really good players, but do they have any great players, RJ?
Oh, that's generally what it takes to win at the highest level. I don't think they're quite at that level yet, but they are certainly making progress.
Here's Poole. After the basket by Utah. Outside Fears. 6 on the shot clock. Queen, a screen. He shoots it. Fears' shot is off.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look. That's one he's got to knock down.
Goes up on the wing. Again, Utah, good for 2. The Pelicans trail by 12. And so now a timeout called by Jamal Mosley. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. You know, Stan, there's a debate about what's better for basketball, parity or dynasties.
Well, B.A., it depends on how you look at it. I'll say this. Parity creates excitement in the playoffs because it keeps more fan bases engaged for longer periods of time.
A different look for Utah. Jaren Jackson, he's checked in for Williams. Peterson comes in for Sensabaugh, and it's George in for Collier. And then for New Orleans, Williamson's checked in for Misi. Jones comes in for Poole, and Murray subbed in for Fears. And the bucket is good. George has got 10 points.
Nice looking mid-range shot by George. Such an aggressive scorer.
Murray, a screen on Jackson. Williamson looking around. Clock at 6. Great work in close from Zion. Jazz leading by 9. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks, guys. The Jazz are looking to build their bond. Keontae George took the time to visit teammate Lauri Markkanen in his native Finland. George said, looking at the best teams, their top guys have a connection. I want to build that relationship and show him that I care. That cohesion is paying dividends. Brian, back to you.
Connected and driven. Allie, appreciate the report. The Pelicans trail by 11. Bay with a screen. And it's good. 2 points. 6 points for him. For Utah, they've gotten 5 of their first 6 attempts to fall in the second. From the wing, it's hauled in by New Orleans. They're moving on after a tough loss they took at the hands of the Pacers.
Well, they certainly weren't playing their best in that one. Still, they hung around and almost won it.
You know, when things aren't going your way, it's tough to stick it out. So I applaud them for hanging in there.
A different look for Utah. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Filipowski. And Bailey subbed in for Markkanen. Jordan's checked in for the Pelicans. Murphy comes in for Bay. Here's Peterson, coming off a solid outing against Memphis. Jones feels it out. Here's Jordan. Again gets it to go. He can't miss. 5 for 5. And here's Bailey for 3. Oh, his shooting remains on point. 3 for 4 thus far.
Well, the defense was a little soft. He felt free to take that shot.
Murray against George. Oh, it's blocked by Jackson.
Few more intimidating in the paint than Jackson, the former Defensive Player of the Year.
And Bailey gets it to go. And so Murphy will bring it up for New Orleans. They trail by 11. Jordan finds Murray. Outside Jones. He drains that one after 2 misses. Now 1 for 3.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
George passes to Jackson. Fires from the wing. And he buries that one. Back rim and in. And the Jazz lead by 11. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Jordan misses. Utah has gone 2 for 2 from the arc here in the second. Shot on the wing. Murphy pulls it in. Pelicans trail by 11. On the wing, Murray. George defending. Murphy passes to Murray. And that one drops. Murray's got 7.
Well, you love assisted hoops. That's good offense.
Count it.
Well, they're just not letting up.
Smelling blood in the water. This is a chance to crush your opponent's spirit.
And so it's the Utah Jazz. They lead by 11 as the quarter comes to a close. The flow of the game has favored them in general. But hey, the tide can shift. Time for a quick break, then back to the action.
Kia presents the 2K Sports Halftime Report.
Welcome, everybody. This game revealing a big disparity in play. What a performance so far for the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, if you're the other team, you have to find a way to get these guys out of their comfort zone.
Yep, like Ernie at a rap concert.
That's where you wrong, big fella. I roll deep with the big dog. Changing gears now. This should be interesting. Let's hear what the fans want to say. Hey, we got a question from Welcome Warbler asking, what sport do you think you could pick up at this point in your life?
I'm going to have to go with competitive swimming because my friends call me Shaq-Moo or Shaqwaman when they see me get in the pool.
I'll go with cornhole because shoot is shoot, brother. I don't care if it's a basketball or a beanbag.
And I'm going to say badminton because I've got a mean backhand. Thanks for tuning in. Now we head back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Ace Bailey with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Well, he's been methodical in his approach, making the most of each opportunity.
The key is don't let the defense speed you up or slow you down. Play at your pace.
Utah leading by 11. All right, guys, we're lucky to have Shams Charania joining us now. Our 2K insider calling in with a story. What do you got, Shams?
Well, guys, the Pelicans largely ran it back from last season without the lottery pick, though, that they conveyed to Atlanta. But the Pelicans did bring in a new head coach in Jamal Mosley. They have some talent, but in a loaded West, it's always tough.
A serious challenge. All right, Shams, thank you very much for that report. So the Pelicans 5 right now. Filling out the wings, Murphy and Jones. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Zion Williamson. And it's Murray in at the point. And it's the Pelicans with the ball. Following the bucket by Utah. Here's Jordan. He's off on the layup. Utah has gone 6 of 6 from downtown thus far. Yep, that one goes. Bailey's got 14.
Yeah, very hot start out of halftime. Making their first 3 shots, getting the looks that they want, and knocking them down.
Murray with it. Jackson in his pocket. Murray, no good.
And give the defense credit. He was met at the rim.
Corner shot. And again, it's Utah.
Their execution after halftime has been excellent, making their first 4.
Williamson, right side. Over Jackson. And again, no good by New Orleans.
Even though he had space, there is never an easy fadeaway.
Here's Bailey. Again, Utah, good for 2.
His strong shooting has really helped them secure this lead.
Pelicans trail by 18. Williamson outside. Murray, a screen on Jackson. Jackson against Williamson. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Jackson. Williamson misses.
Out of halftime. Not the way you want to execute. Just 1 of 5 from the field.
RJ, talk a little bit about Jaren Jackson. What do you think stands out about him?
Well, the first thing you have to point out is his shot blocking. He's the last guy you want to see when you're driving the lane.
And so now a timeout called by Jamal Mosley. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. And with this pause, a check on the stats to show you which teams led the league in assists last year. The Jazz in second.
The way they moved the ball last year, it was a coach's dream. They really kept the defenses off balance.
Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Murray from outside. It's rebounded by George. On offense, here's Utah. They're on a 12-3 run. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, guys. Jaren Jackson Jr. is capable of scoring at all 3 levels, but he's especially proud of the soft touch on that in-between push shot in the lane. He said, it really doesn't matter if I'm shooting it with my right or my left. If they don't foul me, I feel like it's going in every time. Back to you, Brian.
He can hit him. Thanks much for the report, Allie.
Ooh, hit him with the spin cycle. Everyone out there is a little dizzy by that move by Murray.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. Utah making a switch here. Collier's checked in. Queen, he's checked in for New Orleans. There's a minute 59 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Wing shot on the way. Count it. Collier's got 8.
I'll tell you what, they've been lights out since the break.
Oh, they've been perfect from the field this quarter. How long can they keep this up?
Now here's Murphy. Jordan, the pass to Murray. It's hauled in by Collier. Here's Utah. They're on a 16-5 run. And last season, Richard, the Jazz were last in block shots. You have the feeling that will change.
With Jaren Jackson Jr. patrolling the paint defensively, it's much more of a no-fly zone inside.
Here's Jones, following the bucket by Utah. Inside. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
That's a big-time number.
Yeah, he has to forget that blunder quick. Just don't do it again.
For New Orleans, Messi, he's checked in for Jordan. Sadiq Bey comes in for Jones. And it's Fears in for Murray. And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Utah's gone 6 of 6 from downtown thus far. Here's Collier. And it's Queen with a rebound. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. Pierce drives in. It's good. Utah with the ball. They're on an 18-7 run. From the wing, shot's good by Collier. Collier's got 4 points this quarter. There's 42 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Pass to Queen. On the wing, Bay. 6 to shoot. Down low. Here's Fears. Ooh, good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Fears has got 6.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
Collier, no good. Bay with it. Still without a bucket. Pass to Messi. And so it's Utah continuing to pile it on, up 22 as we head to the break. Their efficiency has been off the charts. They're running their sets well with patience and purpose. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Dismantling the defense. Incredible what a great pass can accomplish.
Yeah, we'll talk about the teamwork. That was just a great example of 2 guys being on the same page.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Keontae George out there with Collier. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Filipowski. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Now here's Markkanen. And the Jazz tack on 2 more. You know, through all the evolutions this league has seen, is there a constant when it comes to building a title contender, RJ?
Every championship team has had and needs 2 elite offensive creators because those defenses can tighten up quickly.
Jazz leading by 20. Here's George. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Easy to see the kind of impact George is going to have in this league. Already so productive.
Williamson against Markkanen. Rebound, Utah. A few possessions into the fourth. Just over a minute played. Shot on the wing. Buries the jump shot. Filipowski's got his first 2 points.
Some offensive fireworks from them here in the second half.
Whatever they talked about during the break seems to be working. And their opponent, is struggling.
Now here's Bay. Back to Fears. 4-3. It's hauled in by Collier. The Jazz have gone a perfect 3 for 3 here in the fourth. Markkanen again. Utah good for 2. For New Orleans, they've gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. For 3, Fears. And again, no good by New Orleans. Here's George. The quick look, no good that time. New Orleans has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Fears. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh. The Jazz have gotten 4 of 5 attempts to fall so far in the fourth.
Hanging around to make sure they got a good mental capture of that one.
Just wanted to be certain they saw it, I think. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Here's McGowan's looking to end the run. That one no good. It's George on the wing, defended by Fears. George's shot is good.
Yeah, George has been just merciless on offense. He's not holding back at all.
Pass to Queen. And here's Bay. And the NBA has done a lot to reduce the amount of load management teams use, but it's still going to be a factor, Richard.
Yeah, it's a thing, and it's not going away. The season is long, and with today's physicality, it's very taxing on the body. But at the end of the day, you got to suck it up. You're a professional.
Shot's good by Sensabaugh.
Yeah, they're keeping the pressure on, and the lead keeps growing.
Locked in offensively and defensively. Both game plans working well.
Here's Williamson, and the layup is good off the glass.
Throwing his weight around in there, Zion Williamson.
George outside. Markkanen outside. Over Williamson, and Markkanen gets it to go on the assist by George. George has got his 6th assist of the night. Well, the Pelicans shooting 33%. This hasn't been their quarter. They had excellent production from the bench.
Well, depth is a strong suit for this team, and in this game it showed.
And this one concludes with their 2nd victory of the year. And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Keontae George.
And let's just say this, the name of the game is scoring, and yes, he provided that tonight. You're welcome.
Drops in the 3.
And he has to build on this because we can see where him being a ghost out there has gotten them so far.
Again, Utah good for 2.
Well, they passed every test and had an answer for everything that was thrown at them.
Oh, you can feel it coming. They needed that surge to close the door.
Now here's Williamson, and Williamson throws it down.
Well, this is how special Williamson can be, and when he's hot like this, just keep getting him the ball.
Collier, again, Utah good for 2.
To get a win like this on your own turf, it's a special feeling.
Yeah, they were outstanding tonight. The crowd, oh, they're going to go home happy.
Williamson with it. It's guarded by Markkanen, and the basket by Williamson.
Great touch there. It's just so tough to defend a floater like that.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Fears. He's closely guarded. Queen, a screen on George. He was all alone on that one. There's 14 seconds left to play in the fourth. Shot from the wing. And he wills that one in, sinking it right through the back of the iron.
Well, he was great the last time out. Looks like we're in for an encore performance.
I'd get him a touch every time up the floor until he shows signs of cooling off.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing this one. Simply put, they outclassed their opponent in virtually every facet of the game.
Look, they came out with more energy from the jump, and once the crowd got into it, they carried that momentum to a comfortable win.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For RJ, Allie, and the coach, this is Brian Anderson. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast here on 2K. And let's reveal our player of the game, Keontae George.
And both sides warming up, going through pre-game rituals. It's nearly time. Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA Live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Hall of Famer Clark Kellogg. Also, Greg Anthony with us, and our reporter is Allie LaForce. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
And now the Lakers starting group. Filling the perimeter, it's going to be Reeves and Grimes. Kevon Looney out there with Jared Vanderbilt. And it's Doncic in at the 1 spot. And for the Jazz, Nurkic is out there with Jackson. Then there's Bailey. Then it's Keontae George. And it's Peterson in at the 2 spot. Clark, even this early in the season, still a lot for the fans to get excited for.
Most definitely. I mean, it doesn't really matter the level of fan either. I mean, you could be a diehard fan or in your first season following the team. I just think the NBA is on fire and fans love what NBA basketball provides for them.
Now Peterson, after Luka Doncic's three-pointer that didn't go. Peterson, that's good. Reeves with it. They really needed more from him in that loss to the Clippers. Here's Vanderbilt. And the rejection by Jackson. Peterson, the pass to Nurkic. Over Looney. And Nurkic with the basket on the assist by Peterson.
Nice find by Peterson, a combo guard who can really deliver.
Reeves outside. The three for Doncic. Drains the three-pointer. Well, the Jazz knew, Greg, they needed to improve their defense.
The last 3 seasons, they've either been last or second to last in defensive efficiency and their offense. Not exactly setting the world ablaze either. There's no question Bailey can score from anywhere. The defense cannot allow this guy to run free.
Here's Reeves, and the layup is good.
Taking it up strong here early on.
Boy, you love to get those high percentage looks to set the table for the rest of the night.
Here's George. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
Off to a perfect start, and you can see their confidence growing.
Doncic way outside. And another three for the Lakers.
Boy, shots like this prove Doncic has the ability to be a major threat from there, expanding his game.
Good, his third field goal. 75% so far on the night. Jazz have gone 4-4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Bailey, and another three for Utah.
What a great start for him. Looking real confident in his approach.
You look at the focus, the body language. He may have a big night coming.
Now, here's Looney. In low. Luka Doncic again. Doncic has got 10 points in the game.
Boy, he is so composed at the rim. I mean, you just can't seem to throw Luka off. Once he gets the ball in the paint, he's going to do it at his pace and his way. Such a big height mismatch out there on the perimeter. Hard not to give up the three-pointer in that situation.
Reeves outside. Pass to Vanderbilt. It's Grimes on the wing. Bailey defending. Reeves can't hit. Utah leading by 3. Fires for 3. And another 3 for Utah.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
He had a nice open look right there. He's got 13.
How about 5 of 6 to start? Looks like he brought his A game.
Clark, if you were defending Doncic, what shot would you be willing to give him, if any?
Wow. Kevin, tell you what, man, that's a heck of a question. I don't know if I have an answer for you because he's so competent from everywhere. Man, I would just try to get up into him and force him into that step back, which is a great weapon, but the percentages go down if he's shooting those a lot.
Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Thank you, Kev. The Lakers are entering a new era. As they look to upgrade this roster around Luka, the changes might be as dramatic off the court. With deep-pocketed new ownership investing in front office and support staff, their design is to keep this legendary franchise at the league's forefront. Back over to you, Kevin.
A new beginning. And Allie, thanks for the report. For the Jazz, Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Ace Bailey. And it's Isaiah Collier in for Peterson. Here's Collier. Pass to Markkanen. 4 on the shot clock. Jackson from long range. And it's Mamu Kelishvili with the rebound. Lakers trail by 3. For the 3. The rebound by Collier. Right side, George. Good on the three-point shot. George has got 8.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
Now, here's Doncic. 16 points for him. Nails the baby hook.
I mean, how about this first quarter? 7 of 9 from the field. He is putting on a show.
Here's Collier. And Utah again with the bucket.
Each team has had an answer for the other so far.
Boy, this one has the feel of an offensive shootout. Strap yourself in, folks.
Now, here's Sexton. And so it's the Utah Jazz. With a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. We come back right after this. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Utah?
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
They've also displayed a real unselfishness as a team, moving the basketball well, sharing the rock, and giving everybody a chance to participate in the offense.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Colin Sexton is out there with Austin Reeves. Then it's Jake LaRavia. Then it's Williams. And it's Mamu Kelishvili in at the center position. Here's Reeves after the basket by Utah. Now Collier. Last time out he had 14 points. And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Thanks, guys. After 8 seasons with the Lakers, LeBron moved on to Philadelphia this season, and Los Angeles is hoping to replace LeBron's production in-house. They're going to have Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves carry a much bigger playmaking load, and there's no doubt, though, with that 2020 title, LeBron left a lasting legacy with the Lakers.
A legend indeed. All right, Shams, we thank you very much for that report. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Great use of the screen. That's how you practice it and draw it up.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Ace Bailey's checked in for Bryce Sensabaugh. Peterson comes in for Mikhailuk. And it's Keontae George in for Collier. And the Lakers also making a change. Doncic is checked in. Peterson, that's good.
You know, they'll take the points, but I'm sure Coach would prefer a higher percentage look next time.
Reeves with it. Over Bailey. And with that shot, the Jazz lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Reeves. Here's George. And there's another one for the Jazz.
The skill of George is impressive. There's a reason why he's averaged 20-plus 4 seasons.
Doncic against George. Doncic kicks to Sexton from the baseline. And he hits the jump shot. Sexton's got his second basket.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
George passes to Peterson. Three-pointer. Drills it from outside. Peterson's got the lead up to 9 now for the Jazz.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And that one's good. Mamukelashvili.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Utah. Jaren Jackson comes in for Markkanen, and then for the Lakers. Kevon Looney is checked in for Mamukelashvili. Vanderbilt comes in for Jake LaRavia. And it's Quentin Grimes in for Sexton. Yes, that goes in. 14 points for Ace Bailey. And for those NBA players with the history, GA, of unnecessary contact, are the flagrant foul penalties enough of a deterrent?
I think players also don't want that reputation as a dirty player, right? And when it becomes a pattern for a guy, the league will start to escalate their response.
Took him no time at all on that one. George has got 12 in the game.
And he's picked up right where he left off from that last start.
You know what? Get your popcorn ready. We could see some fireworks.
Here's Vanderbilt, and the dunk by Vanderbilt.
Trying to get his guys going with the rim rocker.
Look, defensively, sometimes when you're leading, the intensity falls off.
Here's Peterson. He's got 7, and Utah another 3.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
And so J.J. Redick will call a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. GA, whenever Doncic is out there, he seems to be in complete control.
And, Kevin, he has a tremendous ability to read defenses before they're even set up. As soon as he gets to half court, he knows what he wants to do.
And the Lakers making a change here. Sexton's checked in. Bailey passes to Nurkic. The Jazz working the ball around now. And Peterson, the bucket on the assist by Jackson. And now an 11-point Utah lead. There's 42 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Outside, Sexton. Pass to Doncic from deep. Rebound, Utah. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Peterson. And the shot is long. Lakers trail by 11. Shoots from 12. The shot by Sexton, no good. Fires from the wing. And Utah again with the bucket.
He's showing no let-up in this onslaught, just piling it on.
And that's just how he's built. I mean, he's as competitive as they come.
And so it's Utah looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. Right back after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show, brought to you by Kia.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half, a brief overview of some upcoming games.
You take a look at Utah. When you come out rocking with 2 straight wins, you're feeling good.
Yeah, got to keep that out of your head, though. Each game presents a new challenge.
And switching gears now to that first half, what a difficult start for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, their problems start on the backboard, and it's not just a few unlucky bounces. It's an activity, Shaq.
Which is something you can fix if you want to, but I'm not seeing a lot of want to from them.
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
He's been attacking relentlessly, putting a lot of pressure on the defense.
Boy, there's a fearlessness and intensity to the way he plays the game, and I like it.
And now here's Nurkic. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. This is the most they've led by, 13 points. Jaren Jackson is out there with Nurkic. Then there's Peterson. Then it's Keontae George. And it's Bailey in at the 3. That's the group right now for Utah. And the Luka Doncic era in Los Angeles, Greg, is now in full swing.
Yeah, and he's a generational talent. But today's game is so strenuous. His commitment to conditioning will be key to weathering the load.
Boy, he's had a solid performance at the offensive end. Rock solid, providing that stability.
The 3 for Doncic. Utah with the rebound.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, if they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks a lot. Austin Reeves is finding his voice. Coach J.J. Redick said he has innate natural leadership skills. I told him he's out of excuses. Take the step forward. Reeves said, quote, Coach told me hiding in the back is over. You have to take control, speak up, and be a leader of this team. Back to you.
A star talent. Allie LaForce with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks. To the middle. Here's Looney. Peterson grabs the miss.
Another miss. Not how he wanted to start the second half.
No chance against Triple J.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. Number 1, Luka Doncic.
And he's not going to forget that season anytime soon. And it's safe to say neither will anyone who watched him.
Jazz leading by 17. On the wing, George. Guarded by Doncic. The shot by George, no good.
Soft defense in that mid-range area, but they got away with it this time.
Grimes with the bucket.
Most any coach loves points coming off assists.
The Jazz have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. Got that bucket in no time at all. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
Wow, 10 straight points from mid-range.
You know what I've always said, partner? Good shooting covers over a multitude of ills. And we're seeing it right now.
Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
Well, I tell you, Luka makes it look just so effortless, doesn't he? I mean, he has a number of ways he can beat you.
Here's George, and Utah again with the bucket.
Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
You're exactly right. I mean, they've banged home 8 of their last 10 points on mid-range jumpers.
That doesn't go either for Doncic.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
The tray, and again it's the Jazz from deep.
Able to do so many things, including space the floor. Darren Peterson.
Doncic outside. From outside the arc. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 7 rebounds in the game. Pass to Peterson. 1:35 left in the third quarter. And the Jazz, another 3.
Well, for the top prospects like Peterson, you expect them to have these kinds of nights.
That comes with the territory.
The three for Doncic. Knocks down the three ball. Doncic has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Lakers. George, that's a 2-pointer, and there's another one for the Jazz.
Over the course of the game, he's been very accurate, doing some great stuff.
And so J.J. Redick will call a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. And the Jazz with some changes. Lepowski, he's checked in for Nurkic. Lauri Markkanen comes in for Ace Bailey. And it's Isaiah Collier in for Peterson. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Hamu Kalashvili checked in for Looney. Jake LaRavia comes in for Vanderbilt. Zaire Williams, he's checked in for Quentin Grimes. And it's Colin Sexton in for Doncic. And he's good on the three ball.
And they've come out of halftime with their hair on fire, lighting this place up.
Maybe they were feeling things out in that first half. Now they've taken it up a notch.
Back to Reeves. And a miss there on the triple. On offense, here are the Jazz. They're on a 15-6 run. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
And great from deep. Jackson, no issues hitting the mid-range either. Another big who has range in the new NBA.
Up top, Reeves, defended by George. Reeves gets the bucket. And there's the try. And it's Collier missing. Keontae George has been leading the charge for the Utah Jazz. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
As soon as he let go of that pass, you could see the defense get the air knocked out of him.
Put it right where it needed to be. That's high-level hoops right there.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Austin Reeves, Jake LaRavia out there with Mamu Kalashvili. Then it's Zaire Williams. And it's Sexton in at the point guard. And it's in there. Now Reeves. Clark, when you watch a game, who, in your opinion, is must-see TV?
Man, it's hard not to go with Wemby. Victor Wembanyama. He's just so unique. I mean, we've never had a player at his height. Probably 7'5", with his skill level. He does things that you just haven't seen before, that I haven't seen before. So I'd have to start with him.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Jazz.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
Yeah, you know, the defense just hasn't been able to keep up with them in this one. The transition game, as a result of good defense, has been very strong.
Here's Collier. Over Sexton. He claims that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
The offense is flowing through him right now. He just keeps coming.
No one near Reeves as he lets it go. A three-pointer off the mark.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Here's the three. Again, Reeves missing. Jazz have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Here's Filipowski, and Utah again with the bucket.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Sexton, the pass to Mamu Kelishvili. That one, no good. Ring shot on the way, and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Laravia passes to Sexton. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You know, not bashful about positioning himself inside. Sexton knows he has what it takes to score from there.
Collier, that's good.
And no mercy here, just continuing to attack.
Pure dominance. This is called leaving no doubt.
Reeves the pass to Laravia. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. The Jazz making a switch here. Konchar's checked in. The Lakers also with a sub. Doncic is checked in. And it's Utah's ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Lets it go from the wing. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Operating their offense at an elite level that they're putting on a clinic.
Yeah, they've taken command of this game, looking poised and confident.
The shot by Sexton, no good. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Collier, and Utah again with the bucket.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Jazz.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Yeah, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
Shot on the wing. Again, the Jazz score.
Ending with a flourish. These guys have done everything right tonight.
Coaches from every sport will tell you how hard it is to win, but these guys get it going away.
There's 37 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. The layup off target. Here's Sensabaugh. The good-looking shot from the wing.
And with the clock winding down, this crowd is ready to celebrate.
Yeah, these fans backed them with high energy. That can get you over the finish line at times.
Yep, that one goes in there.
Austin Reeves, if you give him a chance to get going downhill, he's usually going to cash in for 2 points.
Well, for the Jazz, they can just run out the clock. Konchar, he hits the back iron and sinks the shot. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Reeves with it. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. Clark dominant in every aspect of the game tonight.
They sure were, and their fans loved it. Dismantled them offensively and defensively.
Now let's check in with Allie LaForce on the sideline. What do you have for us, Allie?
Jaren, you've shown yourself to be an impact player at both ends of the floor. But is defense where it starts?
Yeah, you know, the talking keeps me active, just being able to move my feet, being able to stay low on defense, you know, all those things keep you engaged. And when you do those things, you can make a big impact as the anchor of the team. And, you know, everybody else, they take pride in defense. So if I'm working with everybody else, it's great.
Thanks, Jaren. Congrats on your success.
Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. And that'll wrap it up, folks. Alongside Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan. And as always, we appreciate you joining us right here tonight on 2K. And now, our player of the game.
Coming right up, the Jazz taking on the Grizzlies. For Utah, they put in the work, and now they're ready to put that work into action. You only get so many opportunities to go out and showcase what you got. Grizzlies, Jazz on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Brian Anderson. We've got Stan Van Gundy and Tim Legler with us. Our reporter is Allie LaForce. And here's what Memphis' schedule looks like. On Thursday, they'll be matching up with Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. Then on Saturday, they'll be playing against Domantas Sabonis and the Sacramento Kings.
And that game against the Pacers, that'll be game number 8 on the schedule for them. Starting to get into a rhythm as a team.
And here's Memphis' starting group. Coward and Grant on the wings. Zach Edey out there with Boozer. And it's Jerome in at the point guard position. And for Utah, we've got Jackson, George out there with Peterson. Then it's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Bailey in at the 3, the small forward.
Here we go.
Coach, just a few games into the year now. Team starting to build their rhythm.
Well, B.A., the excitement of the start of the season has died down. Now teams are getting locked into their rotation and their minutes. Things still feel a bit new, but it usually doesn't take too long to establish a groove.
And so it's Memphis with it, following the 3 by Utah. Coward outside. Fires from deep. Oh, the Grizzlies get it back. Second chance shot, and he knocks the jumper down.
And Grant will take these mid-range jumpers occasionally. It's a nice option for him now.
Pass to Peterson. Shoots over Coward. Jerome grabs the miss. Coward outside. Oh, the stuff! And he recovers it. Launches it. Jerome, no good.
Still trying to find their rhythm offensively. Just 1 for 4 so far.
To the inside. Here's Nurkic. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
That's just a heady play to find room for the shot.
What a move right there. Tremendous skill set.
And we're joined now by Shams Charania. He's calling in with a story. Good to have you, Shams. What's going on?
Hey, guys. Well, after missing the final third of last season following knee surgery, Jaren Jackson Jr. is ready to make a sustained level of impact on the court for the Jazz at long last. The expectations have risen in Utah, and Jackson, for his part, has made it his goal to win a championship in Salt Lake City.
They're happy to have him. Shams, appreciate the report. And there's Edey. That's good. And the assist from Jerome.
Well, the defense has to do a better job of pushing Edey further out of the floor. If you don't do it, he's going to punish you inside.
George with the bucket. Now Jerome. 14 points his last outing. Pass to Boozer. Back to Jerome. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around.
Wow, not much in the way of rim protection there.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Count the basket. Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. Here's Jerome. Pure from three-point range. Jerome's got 5.
Listen, this is how you want to start off. He's been efficient.
And now they are just going to keep riding that momentum with the hot hand. As shots are falling, and he is making it look easy.
Here's Jerome, following the bucket by Utah. Grant in the post, guarded by Bailey. Grant's shot is off.
Well, he was able to pressure the shooter and disrupt his rhythm.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
And Bailey gets it to go. A minute 42 left in the opening quarter. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thank you. The Grizzlies have a style of play that they want to impose on their opponents. Coach Tuomas Isalo said, let's make them play our way. It gives us a lot of confidence if they try to change up because we're not adjusting. This is our goal, and nobody's getting us away from it. Back to you.
Locking in. Thank you very much for the report, Allie. And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Utah. Collier comes in for Peterson. Jackson, he's checked in for Memphis. Wells comes in for Grant. And legs, for all their struggles, the Grizzlies do force a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, and it's important that they do that, BA, because that feeds into their up-tempo style in the open floor. So they really need to take advantage of the pressure they can apply.
Boy, Edey has a big presence in the paint. I like what he did there.
Here's Collier. Again, Utah, good for two.
Look, they've kept it tight. I like what they're doing offensively.
Well, they're sticking to their style of basketball, and as a result, they got into a rhythm.
And it's Coward missing. Last outing for Utah, they won that game against Los Angeles. Lets it go from the wing. Again, Utah, good for two. Grizzlies trail by 10. Coward outside. Here's Jerome. Here's Edey. Rebound, Utah. Coming into this, having notched to win against the Lakers in their last game.
Well, in that game, you'd be hard-pressed to find an area where they weren't the better team.
That is the way they would like to play every night, but of course each opponent represents different challenges.
Well, there's a lot to like offensively so far. They're getting it done.
And their defense has made plays as well. They're just running away with this one.
And so it's Utah, now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. We'll be right back with you shortly. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Jazz, this has been the game they wanted to have.
I mean, what a job this bench has done already in this one.
They needed a jolt from that second unit, and that's exactly what they got.
On the court for the Grizzlies, G.G. Jackson is out there with Jalen Wells. Then there's Walter Clayton. Then there's Cam Spencer. And it's Stewart in at center, filling out the middle. Now here's Mikhailuk. That one a little long.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Something really impressive about Isaiah Stewart, Tim. He added a three-point shot.
Well, he never really took any of those in his first 2 years in the league, but he added that deep shot, and it really helps their spacing.
The three is up. Misses again, now 0 for 3. Grizzlies trail by 12. There has been a lid on their basket.
I'll tell you, every time you think they'll break out of it, they get an unfriendly bounce. It has not been their game.
And let's use this break to recognize your Western Conference Player of the Week, Keontae George.
Well, it's his job to run their offense, and he's been the perfect leader. He wants everyone involved in their attack. And hey, if he has to do it himself, he can handle that too.
Williams is checked in for Utah. Then for Memphis, Boozer's checked in for Jackson. Jeremy Grant comes in for Spencer. And Jerome subbed in for Clayton. Now here's Jerome. He's got 7. The shot's good.
Well, that's an open look, and that's what a good screen is designed to manufacture.
Well, that's just really well done. You forced the defense to make some tough decisions.
Grizzlies trail by 10. Grant with it, picked up by Markkanen. Grant's shot is off. Utah has gone 3 of 4 from distance in this game. Here's Sensabaugh. He drops it from range.
Well, he's refusing to give the opposition any life right now. keeping the pressure on me.
And if I'm on the floor with that guy right now, I'm just going to keep feeding him the ball. I mean, why wouldn't you? He's an absolute beast to deal with for the defense. Sometimes he can even leave you feeling helpless.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. A big group substitution here for Utah. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Filipowski. Bailey comes in for Williams. Peterson, he's checked in for Sensabaugh. And it's George in for Collier. The Grizzlies also with a sub. Edey's checked in for Stewart. Jerome with the ball. Picked up by Markkanen. Pass to Grant. And you look at what wins in this league. Some will say it boils down to maximizing shooting relative to size.
Well, look, everybody's got a lot of shooting on the court right now. I think the teams that really excel have some size to go along with that.
Now here's George. He's got 10. Chalk up 2 there. George has got 12.
Easy to see the kind of impact George is going to have in this league. Already so productive.
Here's Jerome. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Gets one to go. It's been a great personal night for him, but those mean a lot less if you're losing.
Fires from the wing. And that one comes up a bit short. And so Grant will bring it up for Memphis. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Here's Boozer. Jams it in off a great move.
Well, how about the level of activity Boozer brings to the glass? Just an outstanding effort.
Pulls up on the wing. Good. He hits the jumper. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, he's done everything you want offensively. Great shot selection, and he is a big reason why they have the lead.
So Tuomas Isalos decided to call timeout here. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Utah making a switch here. Jackson is checked in. Coward's checked in for Memphis. .125 left in the first half. Jerome, that's good.
Well, he has a lot of belief in himself, and he's been awesome lately.
And that confidence has carried over to tonight. He is playing great basketball.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Thanks, B.A. Keontae George is putting in the work. He said the reads are slowing down for me. When I'm in between those lines, it's patterns. You keep stacking days, and then at some point it becomes natural. I'm a basketball junkie, so I'm trying to do everything I can to have a great and long career. Back to you guys.
The love for the game. Allie, thank you. Now here's George. 20 points for him last game against the Lakers. And it's Utah scoring again. Grizzlies trail by 11. Jerome feeling it out a bit. Over George. Jerome passes to Grant. Rebounded by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 5 rebounds tonight. Goes up on the wing. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And the Jazz lead by 13. Here's Jerome. Rebound, Utah. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Jackson. And he starts out with a miss in this one. Keontae George has been leading the charge for the Utah Jazz. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this.
Kia presents the 2K Sports Halftime Report.
Welcome, everybody. This game revealing a big disparity in play. What a performance so far for the Utah Jazz.
And you look at the numbers. They're playing so well offensively. Nice flow. Only a few wasted possessions, guys.
And if they continue on this track, they're pulling away down the stretch. Mark my words.
And now, and I know it's still early in the season, But let's take a moment to talk about the conference standings in the West.
And taking a look at Utah, this team wants to do big things, Shaq-sized things. And I got to say, they're looking almost as dominant as Kenny.
Easy, big fella, but I got to say, they are making it look easy, here in this early part of the season at least. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You got to like what Keontae George has done in this one.
I like his poise, not rushing, not forcing things. He's been terrific.
He takes his time and he reads the defense. I just love the way he processes things.
Grizzlies trail by 13. Keontae George out there with Peterson. Then it's Yusuf Nurkic. Then it's Jaren Jackson. And it's Bailey in at the 3. And that's the group for Will Hardy as we begin the second half.
Well, the defense did just enough to force that miss because he is a good finisher.
Nurkic's shot is good.
Well, this is something George does a good job of, creating chances for others to score.
And Memphis shooting 37% from the floor at this point. Jerome, that's good. Jerome's got 16 points now. Utah leading by 13. Fires from the wing. Offensive rebound. Jackson outside. Pass to George. Utah moving the ball around. Here's Bailey. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Edey. All right, let's go to the leaderboard and see the top passing teams last season. Utah, second.
Well, you think back to what they did a year ago, sharing the ball and keeping everybody involved. That was one of their trademarks.
Pass to Peterson. Shoots over Coward. And Peterson gets it to go. The assist by Jackson. Peterson's got his third bucket of the night.
Well, don't count on Jackson Jr. for big assist numbers, but he'll make smart passes.
Back to Jerome. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed pass. He's got 18. And so George will bring it up for Utah. Pulls up on the wing. Again, Utah good for 2.
Well, games like this really showcase the potential George has. When he's putting it all together, he's capable of taking over. Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. Utah leading by 13. Here's Jackson, and it's Utah scoring again. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Here's Jerome. Up again. Controls the rebound and the putback. Edey's got 4 points this quarter.
That will make his coaches very happy. Zach Edey putting in a little extra effort to earn a second possession.
He buries it from 3.
Well, the defense was a little soft right there, and it made it a practice shot.
And so Tuomas Isalo calls the timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Rebounded by Nurkic. Utah leading by 16. Here's George. Boozer grabs the board. For Memphis, they've gotten 4 of 7 shots to drop in the third. Jerome with the ball. He's got 18. Score it. 13 shots, 9 makes. Solid. And it's Utah with the ball. Here's Jackson. A quick shot there. It's off target. Here's Coward. The rebound by Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th rebound in this one. What's great about Cedric Coward, Legs, he contributes even without the ball in his hands.
Yeah, and he does it at both ends. He's sort of a late bloomer. So ultimately, who knows how good this guy can be.
Well, that's Peterson. He gets you leaning and then pulls the string.
Coward outside. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third. Here's Boozer, defended by Jackson. 3 on the clock. Here's Coward. Knocks down the long J. Coward's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Nurkic, and it's Utah scoring again.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Here's Jerome. Oh, he nails it. 10 for 14 after that one. Utah leading by 13. 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Knocks down the triple.
The 3 ball is still a work in progress for Peterson. When he's hitting from deep, he's borderline unguardable.
Now here's Coward. Back to Edey. Ooh, coming through again. Shooting 5 for 7 now. We've got 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Peterson. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. Peterson's got 12 points in just the second half.
Well, he would like to forget that first half, but he has found something out there now.
Jerome outside from the arc. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Listen, the first half was challenging for them offensively, but already you see their offense improving some.
Shot by Nurkic, no good. Here's Grant. Here's Jerome. Oh, and the buzzer beater is good!
Well, it's one thing to beat the buzzer. It's another to do it like that.
What a way to close out the quarter. That is a big-time 3.
And so it's the Utah Jazz, ending the quarter up 10. Getting lots of great looks, shooting it well. That's why they're up. Back after this. Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. At one point, they led by 16. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. Jalen Wells out there with Jackson. Then there's Cam Spencer. Then it's Ty Jerome. And it's Stewart in at the center position. Now here's Jerome. Some nice ball movement by Memphis. He's still feeling it. And right on target. That one's good. Jerome's got 27. Utah leading by 8. Takes a 3. Oh, and again, it's the Jazz from deep. And, Tim, when you think of the teams you've most enjoyed playing for, what was the common denominator?
Well, B.A., I think chemistry and culture certainly go a long way, but at the end of the day, nothing beats having a lot of guys that contribute to winning. I think the most fun I had was probably with the Bullets in 95, 96, getting great minutes on a team that was competing every night.
And we will have a timeout called by Tomas Isalo. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. Nurkic is checked in for Filipowski. And a change for Memphis. Edey's checked in for Stewart. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Tomas Isalo's huddle, and he was adamant that they need to tighten up their D. That lack of communication at that end has led to breakdowns, wide open shooters, and easy buckets. He sounded pretty frustrated, guys.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Now here's Wells. And again, Memphis no good. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Shot on the wing. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Sensabaugh's got 5 points now in the quarter. Grizzlies trail by 13. Here's Spencer. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup. The Jazz have gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. Here's George. Memphis with a rebound. Outside Wells. Here's Jerome. Now here's Edey. Buries it from outside.
Well, I feel like they're taking better shots right now. That should pay dividends for them.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Boozer's checked in for Jackson. Grant comes in for Wells. And Coward subbed in for Spencer. Now here's Nurkic. Here's Sensabaugh. Another shot. And there it is.
Offensively, this has been a spectacle. You're not going to see this every night.
This is what the fans came to see. A lot of great plays going back and forth.
Jerome fires. Oh, missed on the tray.
Yeah, I think he forced that a little bit there. Should have tried for a higher percentage look from the three.
He got it. And here's Grant. Puts up the tray. The three is in.
Well, he has tremendous confidence off the catch. Boozer can be really dangerous when he's decisive like this.
Markkanen, 11-footer is good.
He can't ask for a better look, and he capitalizes.
Here in the fourth quarter, just under 2.5 gone by. Booyah! He sinks the triple.
Yeah, it's important for this team that Coward be able to spread the floor a little bit, and when he's hitting those threes, he can really open up their offense.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. For the Jazz, Jaren Jackson, he's checked in for Markkanen. Bailey comes in for Sensabaugh, and it's Peterson in for Collier. Now Jackson. Outside Bailey. Oh, he needed it, and he got it. Grizzlies trail by 10. Grant in the post, guarded by Bailey. Oh, he misses the layup. Utah has gotten 7 of 8 three-pointers to go in this game. And the basket is good. In terms of single stats that tipped the scales in this game, you might say shooting percentage was the difference maker.
I'd agree with that. Being consistent offensively and not putting up bad shots helped them out big time tonight.
And they pick up their 4th win of the year. Every victory so sweet in the association. And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Keontae George.
Well, it's a great night for him, and his impact goes beyond the box score. The relentless energy he plays with fuels his team.
And yeah, this is how you put the finishing touches on the game.
Yeah, any thought of losing this game has been put to bed.
Now here's Jerome. He lets it go. Bailey pulls it down. They pretty much put this thing away.
Well, this is when you got to be smart. Just run clock and don't turn it over.
Count it!
Well, you know they feel good about the way they defended their home court.
What a great performance. They have given the fans their money's worth.
Shot's no good. Bailey. No stopping him from 16 feet out. And so it's Utah easily grabbing this one. And in the end, they just ran away with this thing.
Let me tell you, their fans won't mind one bit. They came out to see a great effort from their guys, and they got one.
And that about wraps it up. For Stan Van Gundy, Tim Legler, and Ali LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Happy to bring you hoops on 2K Sports. And now, time for our player of the game, Keontae George.
Coming right up, the Spurs taking on the Jazz. For the Spurs, a strong start. 3 out of 4. They're looking to set a firm foundation for the year ahead. Jazz, Spurs, tip-off coming up next. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. I'm Kevin Harlan on the call. Hall of Famer Doris Burke, along with Greg Anthony and our reporter, Allie LaForce. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at San Antonio. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And you know, right now for the Jazz, they've got the best record in the conference. No surprise they're making a big push in the power rankings. They're looking very much like a title contender.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Filling the perimeter will be Castle and Vassell. On the block, Harris plays the 4 with Wembanyama at center. And it's Fox in at point. And for the Jazz, Jackson is out there with Ace Bailey. Then there's Peterson. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's George in at the 1 spot. Well, here we are, Doris, still in the very early stages of this season. What do you make of it so far? What's your analysis?
One of my favorite things at this time of year, Kevin, is to watch the guys that have joined new teams over the summer. How quickly are they acclimated to the new system and the new personnel around them? And the other part is, what are these young, talented rookies doing? So lots to see at the start of the season.
So it's the Spurs now, following the three-pointer by Utah. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Castle's got 5.
A 6'6" Castle is a strong finisher inside.
On the wing, Jackson, guarded by Harris. Peterson, the pass to Jackson. Here's Bailey. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Bailey's got a couple of threes now in the first with the Jazz. Fox against George. Castle outside. No good on the 3. Utah comes into this one after the win against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, they played a great brand of basketball, staying true to what they do well.
You know, I think once you find the weakness in your opponent, you just keep attacking it.
And the shot goes down.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
And Greg, with the acquisition of Jaren Jackson Jr., a towering front court now for the Utah Jazz.
But also a lot of shooting ability in that group as well, Kevin. A pretty good recipe for success, if you ask me.
Here's George. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket.
Exactly the kind of start you're looking for. They are 4 for 5 out of the gates.
And here is Fox. A 14-point game for him in the win against Sacramento. Over George. Fox, no good.
Listen, that's a good shot for him. He just couldn't connect.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Will Hardy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He knows that Wemby changes the geometry of the game whenever he steps on the court. He told me, quote, as great as he is offensively, his shot blocking is the scariest thing about Wemby. He takes a lot off the table. They'll have to be crafty tonight. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you. And now here's Nurkic. He'll bring it up for Utah. Leading by 5. And that one drops. Bailey's got 8 points.
And that's a spot on the floor Bailey can really make his own, especially at that size.
Got that one up quick. Jazz leading by 4. Out to the wing. Here's Peterson. And there's another one for the Jazz. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. For the Jazz, Markkanen, he's checked in for Bailey. And it's Collier in for Peterson. San Antonio also making some changes. Johnson comes in for Devin Vassell. And it's Dylan Harper in for Castle. Here's Wembanyama. He's coming off a 28-point game against Sacramento.
You know what else impressed me? How infectious his tenacity was. Simply a wrecking ball on the boards, collecting huge amounts of rebounds.
Count it.
Now you want to get Markkanen as many touches as you can. Get him into a rhythm. This guy's skilled.
GA, this league has no shortage of great nicknames. How about a finisher?
Yeah, Markkanen might have one of the better ones out there. representing Finland, and boy, can he fill it up.
Here's Collier following the bucket by the Spurs, and that one is good.
Well, their advantage is they've been taking good shots.
Feels like they have been the more disciplined team thus far, really sticking to that game plan.
Now, here's Fox. Still yet to score.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
Here's Collier, and Utah again with the bucket. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the first. Harper surveying the defense, and he banks in the layup.
You see just how assertive Harper is down low. This kid fears absolutely nothing.
Goes up on the wing. Misses off the right iron. Spurs trail by 6. Now Fox. Wembanyama sets a screen for Fox. And he converts the layup. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Jazz lead by 4. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Throughout that first quarter, I thought their rebounding gave them a huge advantage.
Yeah, they have been the more physical, aggressive team, which bodes well for their chances.
On the floor for San Antonio, in at the guard spots, Harper and Kessel. Julian Champagnie out there with Keldon Johnson. Oh!
My goodness. Harper with a little showmanship. This kid can do it all.
Oh, that's an outstanding view from the AT&T Connected Cam. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thank you, Kevin. On the court or in the locker room, you'll find Keldon Johnson in the middle of everything. Spurs coach Mitch Johnson said every game he puts his body in harm's way for the betterment of the team. We've got a lot of big personalities, and we've got a face of the franchise. But that guy's the heart and the soul of this team. Kevin?
They love his disposition. Thanks a lot, Allie. Shot from the wing. And it's Collier missing. Spurs have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Harper's shot's good.
So good at reading the floor off the bounce and getting into the teeth of the defense.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. A different look for Utah. Bailey's checked in for Bryce Sensabaugh. Peterson comes in for Mikhailuk. And it's Keontae George in for Isaiah Collier. Spurs also with the sub. Vassell's checked in. Here's Peterson. Sinks the three-pointer. Peterson's got 7 points in the game.
Able to do so many things, including space the floor. Darren Peterson.
And Greg, last season, the Spurs broke the longest playoff drought in franchise history.
Yeah, it's been 6 straight years outside the playoffs. In the prior 5+ decades, they've only missed the postseason 5 times total. We're talking NBA, ABA, you name it.
And here's Harper from the arc. Markkanen pulls it in. Utah's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Here's Filipowski. The baseline jumper goes down. And the Jazz lead by 3.
The defense making it way too easy for him on that jump shot. He'll take that all night.
Harper the pass to Cornette. Markkanen against Castle. Banked in off the glass. 7 points in the game. The Jazz have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Back to George. Here's Peterson, and the Jazz another 3.
And nothing you can do about that defensively. Peterson just has a knack for drilling contested shots.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Nurkic checked in for the Jazz. Jackson comes in for Lauri Markkanen. San Antonio also making some changes. Victor Wembanyama is checked in for Luke Cornett. And it's Fox in for Castle. Here's Fox. It's hauled in by George. Jazz leading by 4. Here's Jackson. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Jackson's got his first basket.
And great from deep. Jackson, no issues hitting the mid-range either. Another big who has range in the new NBA.
Sador's from the start of his career, Keontae George has gotten a lot of playing time.
Kevin, that's important, right? He begins his career playing for the rebuilding Jazz team. What does that allow him? Plenty of playing opportunity, and that has been absolutely accelerant in his development.
Fox against George. Fox, no good. Utah's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Peterson, that's good.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Fox against George. And the rejection by Jackson.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
This guy has absolutely owned this quarter. This is how you lead by example.
Wembanyama, too easy for the big man. Jazz leading by 8. The 3 from George. And the Jazz another 3.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Floats it up for Wembanyama. There's 38 seconds left now here in the second. And here's George for 3. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect. 32 seconds left to play in the first half. Pass to Harper. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 6 assists in the game. There's 25 seconds left in the first half of the game. George passes to Peterson. Shoots over Harper, and Utah again with the bucket.
Well, this is what Peterson does. An active scorer who knows how to get himself in rhythm.
Fox deciding where to go with it. Up and in on the layup. Here's George. With 2 seconds left, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. George has got the lead up to 12 now for Utah. And so it's Utah enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. Back right after this.
Welcome to the Kia Halftime Show.
Greetings, everybody. Before we review the first half, let's take an early season peek at how the Western Conference is shaking out so far.
Well, right now for the Spurs, this team wants to do big things, Shaq-sized things. And I got to say, they're looking almost as dominant as Kenny.
Easy, big fella, but I got to say, they are making it look easy, here in this early part of the season at least. Changing focus now to that first half, a brutal game so far for the Spurs.
To me, it starts with their effort. They have to become more active defensively to prevent easy looks, Shaq.
Yeah, the only way to slow down a team with good scores is to disrupt their rhythm. Otherwise, you can fire up that barbecue.
Man, that was 1987 all over again.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Darren Peterson has been sensational.
And this is nothing new for him. The team often leans on his ability to score.
I mean, he's obviously a difficult matchup for any team. And defensively, I think the best option here is try to take the ball out of his hands.
Every team in this league, Greg, values length. Why is that?
I mean, Kevin, it is a huge help defensively. The longer a player is, the more ground and airspace they can cover. Normally the best defenders have really long wingspans.
We've got Yusuf Nurkic. Ace Bailey is out there with Jackson. Then there's Peterson. And it's George in at the 1. That's the group right now for Utah. Pulls up on the wing. Peterson, that's good. Peterson's got 18 points. And Castle's got the ball here for the Spurs. It's a 16-point game. A pass to Fox. Back to Castle. With the shot. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Utah has gone 6 or 7 from long range tonight. They've been on fire from way outside. The Jazz working the ball around now. From the wing, and that one, good. Here's Fox. So, Greg, if you had to single out something in Jackson's offensive game, what would it be?
For me, Kevin, I love his versatility as a scorer. You know, he can face up, play with his back to the basket. He's got multiple ways he can beat you.
Fox with it. Guarded now by Jackson. For 3. Fox, no good.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Here's Bailey. Offline with his 3. And we may have an injury here. That does not look good.
Oh, boy. This is a part of the game you hate to see.
Yeah, I mean, he's headed off the floor, and you hope for good news from the medical staff and that he can come back sooner rather than later.
Dylan Harper, he's checked in for the Spurs.
And looking at some numbers for Harris. Good season for him last year. He put up about 13 points a game last season. 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Just a fantastic scorer off the bench. Always a factor in every game he plays.
Well, and obviously you need that kind of punch in your second unit. Someone who can help shoulder the offensive load when the starters take their seat.
Here's Jackson. The Jazz with another miss. Spurs trail by 14. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Okay, the Spurs have come a long way. Asked if he was surprised by their rise, Victor Wembanyama said no, because I've seen everybody put in the work and the sacrifice. What the future holds? He said only one way to find out. There will be some good and some bad, but it's about how we react to everything. Guys, back to you.
The sky's the limit for him. All right, Allie, thanks a lot. There's the drive. Harper, no good. Jazz leading by 16. The 17-footer. And there's Jackson on the assist from Bailey. Jackson's got 8 points. Spurs have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. Here's Castle. The rebound by the Jazz. 1:52 left in the third quarter. Doris, these Jazz fans are so loyal, even as they start to have some other teams to root for.
Yeah, no doubt. Already a hockey franchise. There's talk of a baseball team as well. Salt Lake City's a sports boom town with investors and the public sphere all in alignment.
Wembanyama finds Castle. Rebounded by Bailey. And here's Utah. They're on a 12-4 run. Outside Jackson. Here's Nurkic. Top of the key jumper, no good. Spurs trail by 20. Right side Harper. Castle outside. Wembanyama against George. Fader on the way. Wembanyama, no good. For Utah, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. And the shot goes in. 16 points for him.
This is why you select Keontae George. This guy is very capable of huge offensive nights.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
They got very fortunate there, guys. They should just take their time on offense and not try to force things.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Lowry Markkanen comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Isaiah Collier in for George. And San Antonio also making a switch. Johnson's checked in for Vassell. Down low, Johnson, and then Johnson with the dunk.
Rocking that rim. Keldon Johnson, a big physical wing.
Here's Collier. The 19-footer is on the money. Collier's got 8. And San Antonio shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. Outside Harper. Lets it go with a 3. That's not going to drop for him. 5 of 9 with that miss.
Boy, still trying to get comfortable out there right now.
From the line. And the shot falls short this time. Oh, big time play!
And he nails it! OMG, that's how you silence a crowd.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Utah out in front, up 19. From Delta Center, back in a moment. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Here is Harper. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. In at the forward spot, we'll see Vassell and Champagnie. Keldon Johnson is out there with Dylan Harper. And it's Cornette in at the 5. Here's Collier. Cans the shot from the wing. And the Jazz lead by 19. Spurs shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for San Antonio. And that one, good.
And since he entered the league, Vassell's playmaking has really come a long way. He is a solid creator.
Jazz leading by 17. Pass to Filipowski. Shoots over Cornette. And Utah again with the bucket. Here's Harper. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Inside. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
I love the way in which Harper's attacking right now, finding the soft spots.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Nurkic checked in for Filipowski. Jaren Jackson comes in for Lowry Markkanen. Ace Bailey's checked in for Bryce Sensabaugh. And Peterson subbed in for Collier. San Antonio also making some changes. Wembanyama, he's checked in for Luke Cornette. Harris comes in for Julian Champagnie. And Stephon Castle subbed in for Johnson. Utah leading by 19 points. Lets it go from the wing. Peterson, that's good. Peterson's got 20. And you look at the players coming into the league of late doors. Who has caught your eye as being one to watch?
I think for me, Knipple out of Duke. This is a guy in the era of Steph Curry who is now the rookie record holder for made triples. Not only that, his efficiency has been elite.
Outside Harper, pass to Harris. Floats one up. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Wing shot on the way. Bailey misses.
This guy does not love to operate in the mid-range, and it showed right there.
Here's the floater. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Jazz have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. And once again, off the mark by Utah. Spurs trail by 21. Here's Harris. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Oh, phenomenal work right there. There's times, boy, he can be tough to check.
Utah's gone 6 of 8 on three-pointers in the game, an outstanding 75% mark. Count that one. And it's now 22 points for Darren Peterson.
Don't give him room. Peterson not afraid to take those early in his career.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're behind by 21. So Utah ends up going with a new group. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Luke Cornett, he's checked in for Victor Wembanyama. Julian Champagnie comes in for Tobias Harris. Ryan, he's checked in for Devin Vassell. And Keldon Johnson subbed in for Stephon Castle. Markkanen inside the line. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. And the Jazz lead by 21. And San Antonio shooting 55% in the fourth. They are executing late.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Jazz.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Darren Peterson.
Boy, it's not just the scoring he gave them, it was the efficiency with which he did it.
Here's Collier. Again, the Jazz score.
There was a window to close this thing out, and boy, they did just that.
Sometimes those opportunities few and far between. Good on them to capitalize and finish the job.
Yep, it counts. There's 37 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Shot from the wing. San Antonio with the rebound. Bryant left side. Pass to Champagnie. His three-pointer's off the mark. Here's Sensabaugh. Shoots over Johnson. Shot's good by Sensabaugh.
And you can feel the energy in this arena. I think the roof is about to blow off.
It would take the miracle of all miracles to beat this team now.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and the rest of our terrific 2K crew, this is Kevin Harlan. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Darren Peterson.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Happy Halloween and welcome to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Nothing scary about this matchup with Stan Van Gundy and Richard Jefferson. Brian Anderson with you. Allie LaForce joining in from the sidelines. Here's the starting group for Portland. Inside we'll see Kamara and Klingon. Damian Lillard out there with Ja Morant. And it's Avdia in at the 3. And for Utah, we've got Bailey. Yusuf Nurkic is out there with Jackson. Then there's George. And it's Peterson in at the shooting guard position. Well, trick-or-treaters will be out in full force tonight. Stan, see any great costumes today?
Well, B.A., you know, it kind of feels like fewer and fewer people are willing to dress up for Halloween than there used to be. But I will say that coming into the arena tonight, I saw someone dressed up as me. Now, that was terrifying for a lot of people.
Now here's Kamara. 6 on the shot clock. Lillard. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
At this point in his career, Lillard leans a lot on his outside shooting, but he can still mix it up inside.
Here's Nurkic. And here's Peterson outside. And that's good. His first bucket of the game. And so Moran will bring it up for the Trailblazers. On target from about 13 feet.
Just taking what the defense gives him. Morant keeping it simple on offense. I love it.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Will Hardy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. We talked specifically about Denny Avdia and what he wanted to see from his team tonight. Coach said, well, he's a 3-level scorer and a fantastic passer, too. I just said to limit the open looks and to contest anything they can. We aren't ruling out sending multiple defenders at him either. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Allie. All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
Well, guys, the Trailblazers have a new head coach in Micah Nori, and his year-to-year contract raised eyebrows around the NBA and specifically of the Coaches Association. But Nori has earned this opportunity after 28 years as an assistant, and he jumped at the chance.
They're happy to have him. All right, Shams, thanks for the update. Utah's gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Outside Bailey. Over Avdia. Again, Utah.
And how great are they playing? 4 for 4 shooting to start this one.
The Trailblazers have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Morant surveying the floor. Nails it from 3. Morant's got 5.
When Ja is knocking down that 3 consistently, it takes his game to a different level.
Here's Peterson. It's good. Set up beautifully by George.
This looks like a shoot-around the way they're scoring. 5 straight makes to start the game.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Klingon. Here's Morant. That shot is off. Nurkic with some nice D. There's Peterson. Again, Utah, good for 2.
And he has flat out taken over this quarter. Keep feeding the beast.
And so Moran will bring it up for Portland. They trail by 7, and this is the first season matchup for them against this Utah team.
In the year prior, they swept them in this season series. We'll see if it's more competitive this time around.
Yeah, these teams were not on even ground last year, but no matter what it looks like on paper, we see teams make big turnarounds every season.
So it's Portland now, following the 3 by Utah. And timeout called by Micah Nori. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. Markkanen's checked in for Utah. Collier comes in for Peterson. Williams is checked in for Portland. Sharp comes in for Avdia. Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. A nice shot by Lillard.
Not many players with Lillard's size are as fearless as he is taking it inside. He plays with so much confidence.
Now here's George. He's got 5. Oh, wasted no time on that one. 8 points for him. 1:15 left to play in the first. Lets the 3 fly. The shot by Lillard, no good. Jazz leading by 9. Here's Collier. Yes, and a nice assist from Jackson. 1 minute left to play in the first. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. Again, the miss by Lillard. Last outing for Utah, they won that game against San Antonio. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Well, you can tell they really prepared for this matchup. They just look a step ahead.
Oh, they are coming out and trying to end this thing early. This thing may get out of control.
Now here's Collier. He came away with 14 points in his last game. He gets it in there.
For most of the evening, they've done everything right at both ends.
Yeah, it's great to see a complete team effort. That's what they've shown us tonight.
27 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Collier. Again, Utah good for 2. Trailblazers trail by 15. For 3, here's Lillard. Buries it from 3. Lillard's got 7.
And I love how decisive Lillard is, giving the defense no time to react off the dribble.
Shot's good by Collier.
Well, what I like is they've been aggressive, but they just haven't been efficient while doing it.
The coaching staff has to feel good about this. Everything they talked about in film, everything they've practiced, oh, you're seeing the results tonight. He's someone opposing defenses have a hard time game.
Oh, it goes! He beat the buzzer!
The NBA never ceases to amaze me. Well, you don't see that too often. Great job nailing the half-court buzzer beater.
The first quarter concludes, and a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Utah ahead, leading by 14. And back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Jazz.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And another thing they've done is look to shoot from the mid-range often. So far, it's really paying off for them.
Bryce Sensabaugh out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Sviatoslav Mikhailuk. Then it's Kyle Filipowski. And it's Collier in at the point. That's the group for Utah, getting going in the second. Here's Sensabaugh. Again, Utah good for 2. Blazers trail by 17. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, the Jazz are committed to the process. Star big man Lauri Markkanen said it would mean a lot to see this rebuild go through. For me, the journey of getting better and better as a team and then finally breaking through means a lot. I'd love to be a part of the next great Jazz team. Back to you.
They're happy to have him. Allie, thanks very much for the report. Now here's Henderson. In his last outing, 10 points for him. It's Mikhailuk on the wing, defended by Avdia. Oh, got that one up quick. And timeout called by Micah Norrie. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. RJ, in your opinion, how important is it for a player to be versatile?
Oh, highly skilled players can get away with being one-dimensional, but if you can score on multiple levels, guard multiple positions, it makes up for other shortcomings.
For the Jazz, Bailey's checked in for Sensabaugh. Peterson comes in for Mikhailuk. And it's Keontae George in for Collier. Then for Portland, Carlson, he's checked in for Williams. Kamara comes in for Sohan. And Holiday subbed in for Sharp. The shot by Holiday, no good. Utah leading by 17. Wing shot on the way. And there's another one for the Jazz.
I'll tell you, Markkanen has become one of the best scorers in the league. He beats you so many different ways.
Inside, here's Carlson, and he floats it in for the easy two. Credit the sweet setup on that one. Utah with the ball, coming into this, having notched a win against San Antonio in their last game.
Well, that night, offensively, they were on another level.
And we'll see if they can build on that here. You can tell they're very confident right now.
Floor spacing is what Markkanen is known for, but he can elevate around the rim, RJ.
He's known for his three-point shooting, but this man has averaged a dunk a game for his career. Many of those, pretty impressive.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good luck. Just couldn't find the mark.
Henderson against George. Henderson misses. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. They lead by 17. And it's good. Off the back rim and in. George has got 10 points. Portland has gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. Holiday with the ball. He's picked up by Filipowski. Kept alive. Launches a three. Kamara, no good. Utah leading by 19. Here's Bailey. Ooh, good work defensively by Holiday.
I don't know if he got in his own head there or what, because the defense...
Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. A different look here for Utah. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Filipowski, and it's Jackson in for Markkanen. Then for Portland, Robert Williams checked in for Carlson. Ja Morant comes in for Avdia, and Lillard subbed in for Holiday. Trailblazers trail by 17. Henderson scanning the floor. Portland moving it around. And Williams punches it home.
Well, look, the defense has got to push Williams further away, or he'll do exactly that.
Nurkic, yes, and it's George picking up the assist. George has got 5 assists in the game.
Great ball distribution. He's in complete control of this offense.
Yeah, he continues to make good decisions with the ball in his hands.
Utah leading by 15. From the wing, and that one falls. His 5th basket in 7 tries. For Portland, they've gotten 7 of 12 shots to go here in the second. Lillard passes to Morant. Back to Lillard. Beyond the arc. Ooh, Lillard doing damage outside.
It's just one of those nights where he's been very good, but his team is losing, and that's just an odd feeling.
Shot from the wing. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
Nice looking mid-range shot by George. Such an aggressive scorer.
27 seconds left in the first half of basketball. From deep, Morant. And he can't get that one. Utah's got 6 of 7 threes to fall. They're looking solid out there. Peterson, that one's good.
Well, I got to say, Peterson's jump shot alone poses big problems for a defense, and he does so much more than that.
And Williams punches it home.
Hold on. What did he just do there? I got to see that again.
Such creativity on that one. Wow.
Well, he got hot in their last game, and it's carried over.
You can see it in his eyes. He expects to score it any time he touches it.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Utah ahead. They lead by 18. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Welcome to the Kia Halftime Report.
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome. A clinic in execution so far, as it's been a dominant showing for the Utah Jazz.
This is a finely tuned offense. They're pushing the action while staying disciplined.
Yeah, their scores are in the right places, taking smart shots. The other side, not so much.
All right, now, still early on, but let's check out the Western Conference standings.
You know, right now for Utah, this team wants to do big things, Shaq-sized things. And I got to say, they're looking almost as dominant as Kenny.
Easy, big fella, but I got to say, they are making it look easy, here in this early part of the season at least. Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And we're ready to get this second half of our Halloween broadcast going. You got to like what Keontae George has done in this one.
He's been running roughshod, just taking over offensively.
And I expect him to keep the pedal to the floor here in the second half as well.
So the Trail Blazers 5 right now. Inside, we'll see Kamara and Klingon. Ja Morant is out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Avdia in at the 3 slot. Trailblazers trail by 18. A lot of big men in the league can shoot the 3, RJ, and Jackson's in that category.
And that is a big benefit for them. He really opens up the lane when he's locked in from distance.
Jackson gets the bucket.
Well, that is why George was a first-round pick. He's adept at moving the ball.
Pass to Klingon. From deep, Morant drains the triple. Morant's got 10 points in the game. Jazz leading by 17. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks, guys. Denny Avdia set loose in Portland, and it began with a simple strategy change. He said, when I grabbed the rebound, it was my time.
The skill, the grace, Morant.
Ooh, as usual, Morant bringing down the house.
Thanks for that great view, courtesy of the AT&T Connected Cam. Nurkic's shot is good. And with a little over a minute gone by, the second half is underway. Pass to Avdia. Lillard outside. Takes the 3. That one's good. 7 for 10 now.
And this has been a nice start to the second half. They're 3 out of 4 in the rhythm on the offense right now.
Here's George. And they cash it in right away with a quick shot. He's got 18. And timeout called by Micah Nori. He's going to talk it over with his guys. check out the 2K leaderboard. Here were the best rebounders last season. Donovan Clingan third.
Well, simply put, he was a monster down low last year, owning the glass.
Now here's Morant. He's got 12. And Lillard gets it to go. One topic we can't escape in the NBA is the debate around the greatest player of all time, RJ.
Look, I don't like the GOAT debate. I think it needs the end. At the end of the day, you just choose who you follow.
Well, he's been very reliable tonight, not wasting any chances, really using his head.
It's Avdia on the wing. Shoots over Bailey. The rebound by the Jazz. Pass to Peterson. Lets it go from deep. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got 8 assists in the game. And here's Morant outside. It's rebounded by George.
That's the look you want. Gotta be disappointed coming up empty.
Jackson. Again, Utah. Good for 2.
You can see the work that Jackson has put into his game. He's come into his own on the offensive side of the ball.
Lillard, left side. Nails it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got 9 points here in the second half. And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Collier, he's checked in for George. And Portland also making a change. Williams is checked in for Kamara. Here's Collier. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Collier's got 18.
Well, they expect this from him, and he's a big reason they're out in front right now.
Now here's Morant, tightly guarded. Avdia looking around. Here's Lillard. And he tries it off the glass, but it's no good. Pass to Peterson. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Blazers trail by 19. Here's Avdia. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 6 points for him. The Jazz have gone 7 of 10 here in the second half. From deep. Peterson, no good.
Well, this hasn't been his quarter so far. He's really struggling to get going.
Avdia passes to Lillard. Oh, great work by Lillard in the paint.
They just keep falling for Lillard. When he's this dialed in, the defense has to feel useless against him.
And here's Peterson outside. Portland with a rebound.
Some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
Jazz leading by 15. 34 seconds left in the third quarter here. And the three-pointer goes. Peterson's got 6 here in the quarter.
And now with 2 3-pointers in each half, he's really doing his all to help his team out from deep.
The Jazz have gone 8 of 13 in the second half. Lets it go from 11. Again, Utah good for 2.
Well, he still hasn't missed a shot. It's pretty incredible. Talk about helping out your team.
The shot by Lillard, no good. Jackson outside. Over Williams. Jackson can't get it to go. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Utah ahead. They lead by 18. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the honor goes to the big man here. He put it right where it needed to be.
These days, a lot of big men can facilitate. That gives you so many options offensively.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Lauri Markkanen out there with Bryce Sensabaugh. Then it's Kyle Filipowski. Then there's Keontae George. And it's Collier in at the 1. That's the group for Utah right now. Utah leading by 18. Filipowski right side. Drops one in from the wing. And so it's Morant who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. Potter, pass to Morant. For a few years now, we've had minimum game thresholds for end-of-season awards. Stan, seems to be an early success.
Well, I like it. Some people look at it as punishing players who have injuries and don't hit the minimum. I see it as rewarding the guys who are out there for the majority of games. And I think that kind of endurance and stamina and consistency needs to be rewarded with the major awards.
And that one's good. Sharp.
Well, look, Sharp has a lightning-quick first step, which makes him tough to handle on drives.
Lets it go from the wing, and the Jazz tack on 2 more. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th. Pass to Potter. The drive by Morant. And then Morant with the jam!
This is what you pay to see. Morant doing what he does, exploding right to the rim off the drive. Wow.
And a new group getting ready for Utah. Nurkic has checked in for Filipowski. Jackson comes in for Markkanen. Bailey's checked in for Sensabaugh. And it's Peterson in for Collier. Then for Portland, Klingon. He's checked in for Potter. Avdia comes in for Sharp. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Henderson.
Gets those passes off quickly. Jackson Jr. really sees the floor.
For Portland, they've gotten half of their attempts to fall in the 4th. 2 for 4 now. And here's Morant outside. Ooh, he's now 7 for 12.
This is his second 3 this half. He's getting even more bold at that arc.
Outside Bailey. Another 3 for Utah.
Going right at each other. Just back and forth.
Oh, they're out here competing, which is exactly what you want to see if you're a fan in this building right now.
Lillard finds Kamara. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. And here's Peterson outside. Oh, and again, it's the Jazz from deep.
It's been fun watching Peterson go to work. He just doesn't let up. Scoring tons tonight.
Klingon up top. Pass to Lillard. It's rebounded by George.
I thought he had that all sewn up, but somehow the defense just threw him off.
And here's Peterson outside. And Klingon pulls it down. Klingon's got 4 rebounds in the game. And Morant with the basket on the assist by Klingon. Klingon's got 3 assists now in this one. For Utah, they've gotten almost all of their shots to fall in the 4th. 6 of 7. Jackson for 3. On target from range.
Look, these guys are zeroed in from distance, and they are not letting up.
Yeah, they've been incredible. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Can he keep it going? And that one's good. Morant's got 14 points here in the second half.
And this is what John Morant does best. When he finds his rhythm on offense, he is almost impossible to guard.
Utah moving the ball around. And here's Peterson outside. And Klingon pulls it down. Klingon's got 5 rebounds tonight. And this was dominance on both ends here tonight. Really doing it all at a high level.
Well, what impressed me was that they kept both feet on the gas more or less all night long. And that's how you secure a big win.
And with this win, they've tallied up a total of 6 wins on the year. And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Keontae George.
Well, he ran things with precision. Great command of the offense, putting his teammates in all the right spots.
Count that one. Here's Utah. Pass to Peterson. Now here's Bailey. 43 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And so here's Portland to the paint. And it's Morant missing. Here's Peterson, pounded by Morant. The three. Peterson, that one's good.
Well, it's a great win, and in no small part thanks to these fans.
Oh, it was a team effort on the floor and in the stands. Everyone worked hard for this one.
Taking full advantage of that clear mismatch. You have to be ready to switch in those situations.
And the shot falls short that time. And so it's Utah easily grabbing this one. And this game certainly ended up being a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they gave these fans their money's worth, putting together a well-rounded game and defending their home court.
And that'll do it, folks. Along with Coach Stan Van Gundy, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson. And time now to introduce our player of the game, Keontae George.